Hi everybody, it's Valerie from Valerie's Cuddly Cat Crochet. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Today is, I believe, the 28th of August. Yes, it is August 28th, 2025. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning as I'm making this. I just got back from running some errands and I thought I would get my video out. And here I go. So I have one finished object. I was hoping to have like 20 finished objects because I have a whole pile of things that I need to assemble. Yeah, well, instead of doing that, I um I kept starting new projects. So I have a lot of projects that are right at that finishing point, and I'm trying to get motivated to finish them. I love starting a project. I love working on it. And then when it comes to assembling, it's not that I don't like that. I like that part too. But I guess the thrill of starting a new project is overwhelming and I just start something new. So I have, see if I can show you that giant pile right there. Right there. That giant pile right there needs to be assembled. I did add to it this week. I added a couple of spiders, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. I added a bunny that's dressed up like a painter. Well, that will be dressed up like a painter, like an artist painter. I think and I guess you couldn't see down below, but down there, let's see, let me get my finger up here. Right down to bottom. Yeah, well, there we go. Oh, look. Right down there. Those are they're going to be some weighted chickens. And I used the Oaks and Marlow chicken pattern, but I added to it. I improvised. I expanded on it to make it a bigger chicken. And I bought some aquarium gravel and some pantyhose to add the weighted part in. I've never done a weighted plushie, but I did some research and got some good ideas. I know there's different things to use, but the cheapest option was aquarium gravel. So those are going to be finished at some point. I mean, I still have 2 months before the craft fair. So, but I can't use that as an excuse to keep building up projects that need to be finished because then it just gets overwhelming and anyway, so I did finish one thing this week, and the link for this pattern is in the description box. It is a paid pattern through Etsy. It is by the Crochet Code, and the pattern calls for chenille yarn. I used blanket yarn, so mine turned out much bigger. And here is my gray spider. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Oh my gosh. So it is big. And this pattern is really easy to make. It's a little, maybe, I don't know if you'd call it tedious, but it's a little daunting at first because you make the 8 legs separately. But then there's no sewing because you crochet the legs into the rounds. And it's all crocheted in, which I love. And yeah. On her pattern, she does have another set of eyes because I think spiders have like 8 eyes or something. But I just put 2. I'm like, if I'm, yeah, I just put 2. He's just a 2-eyed spider. And yeah, so there we go. I'm actually wonder, like, technically if the arms come from the bottom. Well, I don't know. I'm not a spider person, like, figuring out all the parts of insects, and I know they have parts and whatever. I just followed the pattern. So I used a K hook for this, and I really enjoyed making it. And so I made 2 others. No, actually, I made 3 others. I made a brown one and 2 black ones, but they have not been assembled yet. I did purchase some special eyes for the black ones. I used 15 millimeter eyes. So for the black ones, I got these red eyes with the black centers. And I thought that would be great because they'll stand out against the black, because black eyes on a black plushie you're not going to see. So I got those. So yeah, it didn't take long. Again, the longest part was making all the legs, but I mean, that went fast. It's just kind of like mindless once you do a couple. It's like, but yeah, there's that. So my goals for this week had been to finish all of my assembling, which I obviously didn't do, and to start my Feel Better Friend doll assignment, which I actually did do. So I have been crocheting, just not a lot of finishing. So my Feel Better Friend doll assignment this time is for a little boy with neuroblastoma. And for those of you who might be new here, or I haven't talked about this in a while, I haven't had an assignment in a while. I went on some breaks, and then there was a waiting list, but I'm back, and I got my assignment. So I put the link in the description box below. I had another one of my viewers contact me. She wanted the link because a friend of hers was interested in making dolls, which is fantastic. They are always looking for doll makers. You have to audition, I guess. That's not the correct word, but you have to make a sample doll, and then they let you know if your work is the quality that they're looking for. They're always looking for doll makers. Lately, it's been kind of a wait between assignments for us doll makers, but I think it's starting to gear up a little bit. I know when I first joined, I could pretty much get an assignment as soon as I was finished with the doll, and I was making like 2 or 3 a month, and that I loved it. But now it's slowed down, but that's okay too. I mean, things go in cycles. So here is my doll that I've made so far. The little boy's favorite color is blue, so I gave the doll blue shoes, blue pants. I am going to miss this yarn when I run out, and I may have enough to do one more doll. I don't know. Might have to have shorter shorts, which I always make my shorts really long. I mean, they could be like this. So this yarn is a Hobby Lobby print yarn. I think that's what they called it. But I got it on clearance several years ago. And I think this is all I have left. I might go through my stash and see if I have more. But it's a denim look to it. And there's probably other yarns out there that have a denim look, but I just love this one. And I haven't searched for any others. So one more doll with denim pants, and then I'm going to have to go searching. So I have also made, let me wind this yarn up before it gets everywhere. I've also made the arms. And when you're making the Feel Better Friend dolls, there is an official pattern that you have to use. And there's certain guidelines because they want all the dolls to look similar. I have adapted the pattern so it doesn't change the look of the pattern, but it just makes assembly and crocheting a little bit easier. So I have made it so where I actually crochet the arms into the next round. And then I keep going and I make the head continuous. I don't make the head separately and sew it on, like it says in the pattern. So that doesn't make the doll look any different. It just makes it better, easier, more crochet friendly for me. That's how I like to do it. So there we go. He's going to have, you'll see next week, I'll show him too. He'll be finished by next week, I hope. He's going to have a white shirt, and the little boy loves superheroes. So I have a Superman patch that I'm going to sew on his little white t-shirt. So yeah, I'm excited about getting that done. And so now I've moved my goal, since I didn't meet my goal last week as far as assembling. My new goal for this week is to finish my Feel Better Friend doll and to at least get some of my things assembled over there, because parts and pieces are great, but they need to actually become plushies. So I'm actually thinking I may have a good supply for the upcoming craft fair, and I'm well ahead of schedule. I just don't want to make too much because I don't want to have to store the things that I'm making. I don't want to like push myself to make a lot and then end up with a bunch left over. I kind of looked for another craft fair, but craft fairs aren't my favorite thing. So I don't know. But there's a lot around Christmas time. Maybe I can find something. I don't know. I'm just like, kind of wishy washy. We'll see how the one in October goes and then go from there, maybe. Um, I might start working on some little plushies for if I decide to go back to substitute teaching again. I actually do have an assignment coming up. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of that, but I don't know. Kind of indecisive these days. Indecisive and unmotivated, which is not good. I did tell you last time about an organization called the Loose Ends Project. Yes, I think that's what it's called. I'll put a link in the description box below. I read up on it. It sounds like a really great thing to do. I'm not going to sign up for it right now just because I've got enough to do. I know a lot of us are really busy with our own things. But it just seems like a really rewarding thing to do to finish up somebody's project who has gotten too sick to finish a crochet. It could be crochet or any kind of arts and crafts they do. Um, if they've passed away or if they're just too sick to finish and the family would like the project finished and to keep it as an heirloom or whatever. And so then you step in and volunteer to finish the project for them. And so I can't really talk about like the procedure and how it works, but from what I've read, it sounds really rewarding. It the article that I read did say that there is a kind of a waiting list for if you're wanting to help a family finish a project, you might have to wait a while because there's a lot of volunteers, which that's great. So just something you're interested in to help somebody finish up a project. And again, it doesn't have to be crochet, whatever, talents that you have that you'd like to volunteer. So anyway, next week I'm going to tell you about next week or the week after. I'm going to tell you about another organization that I am involved with that doesn't have anything to do with crochet, but it is a way to give back. So I have that on my notes to talk about probably the week after next. And it involves letter writing. So if you're a letter writer, or you like to send packages in the mail, that might be something that you'd be interested in. So anyway, hopefully next week I'll have more to report, more to show for my finished objects. I'm really, really trying to stick to my my promise to myself that I'm not going to start any new projects until I get at least some of my pile finished. And yeah. So I will get back to you next week. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for hanging in there and subscribing and liking and commenting if you'd like. Check out the description box. I've got some links for you. And I will talk to you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everybody.